It is game day in Raleigh as Columbus heads into Carolina to take on the Hurricanes. Columbus heading in 12, 13, and 4 on the season. Carolina 18, 10, and 1. The last time these two teams meet, Columbus got the better of Carolina 5-4 in that one. As we take a look at the numbers, Carolina leading in all departments yet again. A couple big notes I want to take out. Columbus 28th in the league with a 71.7% penalty kill. And then 30th in the league with 3.55 goals against average. So look for Carolina to take advantage on the power play. But I'll pass it over to you guys. What are you seeing off these numbers?
Yeah, like we said before, the thing with Columbus is that they're a transition team, and if we don't control the transition through the neutral zone and let them get going, it's going to be it's going to be another track meet. It's going to be another 5-6 goal game, either way. So we just have to get to our game, build off what we did against Ottawa, and really, try to control the pace of the game and not let Columbus get into transition because they got guys that can hurt us in transition.
Yes, kind of like you were saying, that the neutral zone has to be better. It's got to continue to be better. It was good last game. They obviously just didn't get the result that they wanted to get. So, but yeah, just break the puck out well. Make sure that if you don't have an option, the high flip's always there. Just go for it. It'll be fine. It'll work out. It usually does. So, yeah, just them sticking to the game they need to play for sure. And yeah, build off the Ottawa game. Don't get too down about the score. At the end of the day, it was really a 1-0 game until the last couple minutes of the game. So it was a tight game. They just came out on the better end of it. So, but yeah, they just need to build off of Ottawa for sure.
And then taking a look at the Blue Jackets to watch, Kirill Marchenko has 10 goals, 17 assists for 27 points. Sean Monahan, 9 goals, 16 assists for 25 points. And then Zach Werenski, 10 goals, 20 assists for 30 points. And what are you guys seeing out of these guys that make them the players to watch?
Again, Marchenko, he just somehow has our number. I don't know how, but the last handful of games, he just seemed to have multi-goal games every single time he comes in. He came into Raleigh, did it. He did it again when we went to Columbus. So we just really have to contain him and really contain the transition. Like we said earlier, if we contain their transition, we don't let them get those opportunities. And they got guys like Werenski that can really kill you in transition because he's such a good puck-moving and skating defenseman that you let him get his wheels going, it's going to be a track meet. So we got to do our best to control those two guys specifically. And if we do that, we'll come out on the good end.
Yeah, I think just limiting their high-scoring chances, their high percentage ones, is going to be key. I think it shouldn't be too hard to keep the team, hopefully Columbus, the outside once you have guys back. But if you get, these 3-on-2s, 2-on-1s, Canes do give up quite a bit of those, it feels like, especially at a really good transition team. So just got to make sure that, the pressure on the O-zone is good so that there is enough time for that third guy to be high so that they can have guys back when they need to be back. But yeah, their best asset is go on the offensive early and just keep it in their zone.
Yep. And then taking a look at the Carolina players to watch, Sebastian Aho, who had a really good game against Ottawa. He's got 7 goals, 23 assists for 30 points in the season. Look for him to stay hot. And then Martin Necas, need to get him back on the board. 14 goals, 29 assists for 43 points. And then Jacob Slavin, 1 goal, 7 assists for 8 points. Look for him to get back on his normal ways as well. But I'll pass it over to you guys. What do we need to see more out of these 3 guys?
I think all these guys they're starting to build on their game again. And I think we all said it, independently, but Aho is really starting to show the Aho of old. We haven't seen it all year, but we did see it against Ottawa. So that's really good to see. And I think he and Necas are going to have really good games against Columbus. And Jacob Slavin struggled a little bit. I don't know what's happened, but he's just he's fighting it a little bit. But I really see him to bounce back against a team like Columbus and build back to that confidence and get back to the Jacob Slavin we know as the best as far as we're concerned, defensive defenseman in the NHL.
Yeah, and it's for those guys too. It's about doing their job in the D zone to transition, especially with guys like Natchez. He's so good when he uses his speed, but when he doesn't use his speed, whether it's back checking or in the D zone, it really hurts the team and the guys around him. So if for him to get going, he needs to be going at both ends of the ice. And like we said, he always seems to play better when the guys around him are playing better as well. So just look for everybody around Nate just needs to be better. If they are, I guarantee Nate will be right there with them.
Yep. And then we'll move over to the starting goalies for tonight's matchup. It should be Pyotr Kochetkov going again for Carolina. He's coming into the game at 12-5-0 with a 2.61 and an 8.95 save percentage. And then for Columbus, I believe it'll be Elvis Merzlikins coming into the game 9-8-2 with a 3.06 and an 8.88 save percentage. Need Kochetkov to get back to his normal ways and the way he can play the game. But I'll pass it over to you guys. What do we need to see out of Kochetkov, and what are we trying to exploit out of Merzlikins?
I think the kid just gotta keep building on the good parts of his game. You could see in the video that he was really disappointed he let that second goal in against Ottawa. So I guess that's a good thing because he recognizes it. But he's just got to, park it, get on with the next game and really play to his capabilities. When he takes his focus off what he's doing, he loses focus sometimes. And I think that's what happens to him. But again, I think we've talked about it ad nauseum about, he's a young kid thrown into a really hot situation to be a starting goaltender. And, we're all on I think on the same page where, he still needs to develop. So we'll see what he comes back with. He usually he didn't have a bad game against Ottawa. I'm not going to say he did, but he'll come back with a strong effort against Columbus. And Merzlikin he's sort of up and down. You just don't know which one you're going to get. And so I think he's just one of those guys, you get him moving, and I think you open up spots, and I think that's where we got to get to him early.
Yeah, I think just getting shots on net too. I can't remember the last game the Canes had over 30 shots. I feel like
Definitely
it's
been a while, it feels like.
20. It's been a while since they've really, put a real hurting on somebody with 35, 40 shots. So if they can do that in this game, they'll easily score 4 or 5 goals. So, I mean, they have the lowest goals against average in the NHL. So I think if the Canes just press hard, I don't think it's too difficult to beat the Columbus goalie, but especially if you get a lot of shots. And then the Canes just need to be good on the back end as well to help out Kochetkov. If he can keep it to that 1-goal game or anything kind of similar to what he did in Ottawa, I think the Canes will come out
Just
on
need
top.
to get back to our forecheck, but we'll wrap it up with final score predictions. Dad, I'll pass it over to you. What's your final score?
I think Aho and Natchez are going to come unglued in this game, quite honestly. So I think I'm going to go really off the rails here, and I'm going to say 6-1 Carolina.
Big game.
Man, I'm going 5-3. No empty net.
I'm going 5-2 until it's right. So we're going to stay right there. But that'll be Columbus heading into Carolina, 5 p.m. Eastern time for the start, puck drop. But let's go Canes.